Today we are tackling the wiring on this old truck. Nothing on the back of the bed was working, so basically had all this junk under there. There's like multiple trailer plugs all in there. This one's still partially hanging in there. So they're running this old school trailer plug, which I don't have any trailers with that, so we're gonna upgrade it to a 7-way. They had these old crimp-on splice stuff, and I took it apart and it immediately snapped. There's corrosion in all these wires. This one had a gooseneck one too, right here, and these all had corrosion on them too. It was pretty bad. So I got the wire cut right here and cut the bad section out, and I got some new wire right here. Alright, so this is how I'm splicing it together. I spread them apart just like this, put them together, twist it, solder it, and then we got these wires all spliced in. Now we gotta move on to back here. We'll fix these wires. Alright, just cut these out. So now we'll strip the wires back. Slide the heat shrink on this one side. Battery just died. Since that battery died on the solder gun, I think what we're gonna do is cut these big old hog resistors off. Gotta hear that big block. Got these old boreless. I got this parts car that I bought a while ago and it came with these bad boys. We got that powered sawzall. We're just gonna cut, and slap them back in. See how they go. While we're waiting for that battery to charge. We got one side. Get you over here. Well, we got one of them out. There's number 2. Now it's time to mess with the muffler, see what we can do. Here's how this one's gonna fit in there. And then I just gotta take that tip off and extend it over there. Alright, I got the tips cut off, both of them. So we're good to go on that one. So I'm gonna get it mocked up and tack it on, see what happens. So here's how the muffler's gonna go. It's gonna take up the stock spot, but now I'm trying to figure out how to get from here to here with what I got, because I don't really have anything like that. I got a straight, a U, and this little tiny 90. Here's what I'm thinking. Cut 15 degree on each side. Get rid of that part. Flip them. I'll get a bit of an angle. That'll get me my drop. I'm just hoping I cut enough angle. It doesn't look like enough, but might have to make it work. And then we'll use the pipe stretcher. Stretch this one side. Let me mock it up. We got it all mocked up. Just a bit of angle. Alright, I got the side mocked up. I just cut that little 90 that I had, that scrap piece, put it on both sides, and got the straight piece here. I accidentally stretched it a little bit too big, so we're gonna have to fill in a little bit of a gap on both sides. Alright, I'm gonna clean up all the surfaces so that way it will get a good weld. I got both sides prepped as best I could with this little guy, the air grinder. I sanded down both sides, this guy, so we can just slap it in there, get it tacked up. And this side was easier because I could take this pipe out, weld it on the ground, and then put it back in, and then start welding this one, twist it around, get this whole thing. So this part, all these 3 welds were like fully welded. This one I had a blind weld. This one I had a blind weld too. There's a little spot I gotta go back on, but that's pretty good. Ow. We got 2 mufflers on there now. Well, we just got it all spliced up. So I say we get it down and do a sound test. it's definitely louder. It's not what I thought it would sound like. Our old plug needed a lot smaller hole than this one, so we're gonna have to drill it out. So I got this hole saw inside a hole saw. We're gonna try to attempt to drill that out. You're supposed to stay on there. Now in theory this should fit. Perfect. Well, now it's broken. We gotta wire up the 7-way plug. So I got all these, and so I cut a little whip so that way it's waterproof right there. And according to this little guy that we're gonna wire in to plug into the wire adapter under there, I can get all my turn signals, brakes, and ground from that. Here's what I got so far. I got the plug, the wire, comes back to your 4-plug for blinkers, brakes, running lights, all that stuff. And then what we got left a wire, you got battery, power, you got brake, and then that one's just extra. So it'd be hooked up to reverse or whatever you want. And I just drilled the 4 holes. So we're gonna see if it'll mock up. But also got to see what we can do with this pinion. It's got some slop to it. And the guy just had it rebuilt, so he said he was messing with this, so we gotta see if he got that nut tightened or not in there. There's definitely in and out play, so I'm going to attempt to tighten this. Well, the play is gone. So that's good. Alright, we got that all together, and all the plays in the U-joint now, which I couldn't tell was there before, but that's not the end of the world. This doesn't have any play anymore, which is good, so you don't have to worry about our differential anymore. So now it just needs the drive shaft rebuilt, which we can do that another day. So now it's off to finishing the wiring. I was looking at wiring up my brake controller, and I found a couple of wires under the dash that just went to nowhere, and there they are. We just pulled them all out because they all had power to them, just going to B caps and whatnot just under the dash. So I just took them out. Alright, so I needed to figure out where to put my brake controller. What I was thinking is, we already got this overdrive box here for the transmission, so I figured we can mount it right underneath it, and that way and then I can access it easy. The lever, if I need extra braking, buttons, adjust, it's all right here. So I think that'll be a pretty good spot. Let me see if I can mount it up real quick and show you guys what it looks like permanently. There you go, that's what it's gonna look like right there. So I just gotta wire it up now. So we got the plug fully mounted up with all 4 bolts in there. This thing's not going anywhere. We will be testing this out tomorrow when we haul the car out to GTR Festival. We have a bit more to do in the morning, so we're kind of crunching it to get there and get this truck finished and driving on the road. But that's the risk you take when you buy a truck a few days before you have to leave for a show. I don't actually have time to finish up the wiring on the brake controller, so we're going to have to run with no trailer brakes. But that's okay, because luckily the Z is not that heavy and we're not dealing with a really heavy load. But that's probably going to wrap up today's video. And like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. If you followed along this long, I realized I kind of bounce back and forth between what I'm working on the truck, and I'll try to get better on that. But stay tuned. If you like the content, we're going to be definitely finishing up on this truck. It's, I guess, a little restoring project on this truck to get it good enough to haul my cars down the road and do everything else I need it to do and make it look a lot better in the process. So if you want to see this truck grow and get better and restored, follow along. Yep, thank you for watching. Stay tuned.